Well, good morning and welcome back to the channel. I'm down at the allotment. My name's Mal, known as the Veg Plot Man, and I'm down today to do a few jobs in the greenhouse. I can start and finally get my tomatoes and sweet corn planted. They're of a decent size now and I think they'll fare well. But I'm just walking past my old plot and somebody has finally taken it. I've not seen them personally to say hello to. I've seen them in passing as I was going the other day. They were putting some stuff on the allotment. Now I officially can't walk on there. This water butt's appeared. There's a water butt appeared over there. They've started to dig over there. It's great to see it going to be used. As I say, it's a young couple with a couple of kids, so I hope they made them aware of the flooding. If they wanted to grow a lot in winter, they need to stick to this top end and sort of forget the middle, the left hand side downwards into the middle, because as you've seen from my videos, not very good. Right, yeah, so it's finally gone. That's a line underneath it. I've got a few things to take off. Those big rounds down at the bottom that demarcate the end of the plot. I'm going to take those for my daughter because she's got she wants to build sort of like a raised bed out of them, using those as a retainer. So I'll be shifting them at some point this week. But then that's it. That's me done. Absolutely. Right, let's get round and into the greenhouse. Yeah, before we go into the small greenhouse, I said last week at the end of the video that I was going to stop behind and do a little bit of potting on, and I've done just that. All my cucumbers have been potted on into these pots. All the sunflowers are in this size pot, which is probably from here they'll be going out into the ground. What else did I put on? All the peppers, again, into decent sized pots, and my tumbling toms all being potted on. Look really well. And the violas, not violas, what are they called? Lobelia, that I potted on, are all getting a fair size now, so fingers crossed. I've got my fennel in this sort of plug tray. They'll get potted on, but they don't. Well, yeah, there is a bit of root coming through there, but not enough for me yet. So probably by the weekend I'll be potting those on as well as the dill. But today's main task is to get some of the tomatoes in, not all of them, because I've got the staging in the greenhouse there. So until that moves out, I can't plant both sides up. So I'll be putting some Roma in and some Moneymaker into the greenhouse, and also planting a few of my sweet corn. So let's get across there and get cracking. Right, we're in the small greenhouse where everything is looking really healthy. These are the Moneymakers. They're a decent size. So I'm going to get probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tomato plants up this side here, and I may put a few tumblers in the front. I did that I think it might have been last season. It covered all the path and it were a bit, so I'll make my mind up on the day. So I've got some Moneymaker to go in here, and I am going to put some, the Roma are going to go on this side, and what are these ones, and Golden Sunrise. So what I might do Moneymaker, Golden Sunrise, Moneymaker, Golden Sunrise, Moneymaker. I think that's what I'll do. Right, but don't get mixed up now. Right, these are the Moneymaker here. Right, so let's get the first one in, eh? Gosh, it don't seem 2 minutes ago that I was doing this. There you go, look. That's a lovely plant. Not pot bound at all, just ready to go. So that's going to go in. Oh, I've already put some fish blood and bone down on this. Mixed it in. So it should be quite a fertile bed. So I'm going to put them right in the middle of the bed. Just so that the door, well, more to the back of the bed to be fair. Just out of centre, just so they don't intrude too much on the path. Could I get that one nearer? Right, Moneymakers, get there. Do not mix them up, Mal. Put that in there. I want the Golden Sunrise. Let's have a look. Oh, I'll get you. You're a bit more well set. Again, these are lovely, lovely plants. So we're going to go. I always think about a grow bag. And it's normally a foot apart. You normally get 3 in a grow bag. So I'll look at it like that. So I'll go for the Golden Sunrise in there. There we go. Another Moneymaker out. Let's go. Another foot there. Need a bit. Let me just put that a bit further back. So has anybody else got their tomatoes in? I feel that it's about right, particularly your tomatoes in the greenhouse. I'm sure some of you have got them probably about 3 foot high by now. But, right, yeah, that was Moneymaker, Golden Sunrise, Moneymaker. See, this is what I do all the time. What it is I can't do 2 things at once. Talk to you and concentrate. Right, there we go. You know what I might be able to get? That's a Golden Sunrise. I might be able to get one more. I might be able to get 2 more in here. Move the basil out of the way. Can you still see me up there? Yep. Move the basil out of the way. No, I'm probably not. No, that's probably going to be it. There. It feels good to be getting these in though. It really does. So there. These are the Golden Sunrise, so they can stay there. These are the Moneymaker. I'm not too fussed because I've got my tomato beds out on the other side. So goes with them, and that's with them. Right, I'll just turn you around and let you see where we've got. So there we can see those tunnels in there. I think that's decent space in that. I just don't want it to get overcrowded like I did last season in the small greenhouse. It just become a little bit overbearing really. Looks like my pumpkins there are going a bit yellow. Realistically they need to be in, but I ain't putting them in. The other day we had a bit of a frost. I think it was yesterday morning. I had to come out and scrape the windscreen, so I was really fretting when I was coming down to the allotment, because I thought, you know, I've got 1 or 2 things out there now, but luckily enough, by the time I got down here there was no frost here, so we did okay. So what I'm going to do now is, as you can see, the sweet corn is looking really healthy. So at the back here, I'll shift that bucket and I'm going to put in some sweet corn. Now I'm thinking to myself, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, I think I can get 10 in here, mate, at the back. Can I? Maybe not. No, I'll go for 8. I'll go for 8. So let's get those sweet corn out and get them in. Right. Let's get that bucket out of the way first. Sorry, I know it's rude to have you back to people, but it's quite a compact space, is this? So you can have that corner there. Let you come in there. Now, are you going to impede that tomato? You probably are. So let me give you a miss. I'm going to put you there. Then can I put one here? I can get another one here. See, they're just coming through now, so they're wanting to get out. I'm going to pull you a bit forward. A bit further forward like that. And then it means I can maybe dot one in there. Put another one about there. Have a look. That doesn't look right. Maybe like there. And continue over here. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. What do we think, folks? Can you see them? I know they're a bit close. I normally, when they're out on the beds, give them a foot apart, me, because they need to be close enough to pollinate. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go there. I'm going to put you up there. I'm going to put you there. And put you there. Move you over there. Do that dice thing. That goes in there. You there. You there. Do you know what? I don't think that's bad. I do not think that's bad. I can afford you to go. Ooh, that's not a very healthy specimen. I'll put that to one side. Let's get you out instead. I think that bring you forward. Yeah, if you impede that, I'll just cut the leaves back a little bit. So what do we think to that? I don't think that. Oh, hang on a minute. I get too fussy when I do stuff like this. Yeah, I don't think that's bad. So I'm going to get those planted. Let's get them in. Right, where's the travel? Sweet corn, one of my faves. I absolutely love. Take the pot off, Mal. I absolutely love sweet corn. And I say my top three veg will have to be, number 1, parsnips. Gotta be for me. Number 2, sweet corn. Gotta be. And number 3, very controversial for its own reasons, is sprouts. I love a good sprout. What are your top 3 veg? Let me know in the comments below. One thing I forgot to do is order my netting. I ain't ordered that. I said to wife this morning, I said I'm going to have to order that this evening when I get in. And I need to get, I don't mind putting my brassicas out at this time. I don't mind putting my brassicas out. They'll stand a little bit of, a little bit of cold weather. But I'm not making the mistake that I did last year with the squash that I've got behind me and the pumpkins. I put those out, and if you remember, I had to dig them up, pot them back up, put them in the greenhouse, and luckily enough they recovered, but I didn't get a very good crop. That check in the weather really did us. I mean, last year was nothing like this year. It was wet, it was cold. I remember putting the tomatoes in down at the bottom, and they just stood there for weeks feeling sorry for themselves. So this year I ain't in a rush, I ain't in a rush to put that sort of stuff out. But the brassicas, they can go out. Right, here we go, getting into these corners here. This is where it tests me. I could do with doing a bit of that Pilates, you know. Oh, what's that other one? Yeah, it's Pilates, isn't it? I could do with doing a bit of that. Because as I get older, I'm becoming a lot more rigid. Let's say that. I know I'm rattling on a bit, but I was in the van the other day. We've got this really bad slip road up near where we live. And you've literally got to have the neck of an owl to actually see where it is. Well, you should see me, I nearly had a crash. I have to literally swivel myself round like this to look down the road. Crazy. But I have noticed now, I don't have to do a lot to get an A comp next day. You know, I only have to, planting these out now, I'll feel it tomorrow. That's when you know you're getting old. Now then, I'll turn you around and give you a better view of that. Right, there we go. So we've got moneymaker, sunrise, moneymaker, sunrise, moneymaker. And then at the back, we've got the sweet corn. This is going to look fantastic when it's all up and at it. It really is. And then obviously under here, under the bench, we're going to have some Roma down this side. I was thinking to myself, gosh, what am I going to do with this bench when, you know, I've got everything in and I don't need to stage anything out. And then I thought, because I've nowhere on the plot to store it, but then I thought, well, what I can do is these lats come out. They come out. So what I'm thinking is putting it on this side here and letting the tomatoes grow up through, and then just maybe using it to tie the tomatoes on. So I could put that in, put the canes in, which I'll do at some point, put the canes in, and then that can go over the top and tie the cane to this, and then we can tie the tomatoes on it. What do you think? That's a thought. I've got to get something sorted for these two planters, this one and one underneath that flag. I'm unsure what to put in there yet. I think I want something that's pretty much permanent, you know, something that's maybe evergreen. I don't know. I'm maybe thinking of something like Buxus or Lenicera. I always can't say that. Lenicera in there. Maybe just shape it so that it looks a little bit formal, if you like. Right, what I've got to do now is I've trekked the lawn, but we've had no rain, as you know, so I'm going to have to crack on and give that some serious water. As I've said in the past, I've got to get this emptied so that I can drop it down. So whilst we've got no rain, I'm going to use this water as much as I can to empty it so we can pull that pallet out, lower it down and get the greenhouse going into it. So I'll fill this blue bucket up and use that for the lawn. Once these two are full on the plot, I don't think I'll have any problems with water at all. I'll be able to use the pump to pump them around the side. Go, lid back on. I'll use the whole of that blue tub on here. For those that have sort of like just are new to the channel, we are not allowed to use hose pipes. The only time you can use a hose pipe is to fill up your water butts. So it does make things a little bit harder. But rules must be obeyed. What the committee says goes, and all that. We've recently had a committee meeting, I didn't go, but we're having problems with people leaving the lock open on the gate. We have like a combination lock and people are leaving it open, you know, leaving it on the numbers, so you know people can just walk on site if they wanted to. I come down on the morning, a lot of times it's on the code that, you know, to open it. So what they've said is that if we don't start using it properly, they're going to open the site at 7 and shut it down at 7 by adding another lock, which seems a little unfair to all those people that do abide by the rules. I did go on the committee when I sort of 2 years into being on here, but I soon came off. You know, I'll come down here for enjoyment and to relax. You know, I've enough politics going on at work, so I soon came off there. Right, that's that. I think that should be suffice. Right, one of the things I've got to do is get in here and get these weeds out. There's quite a lot of weeds in this bed. The other day I was on my hands and knees and I went through 7 beds on my hands and knees. Took me about an hour, and got all the weeds out and just turned the soil over a little bit. So I've got to go all the way from the back there, from the clematis all the way through this bed, because there's quite a bit of weed. But I ain't got time to do that today. What I have got to do is cut away this epicormic growth from the plum tree. Doesn't benefit it, so keep an eye on it and just keep it cut down. This tree seems to have lost its leader, you know, the main stem. It looks so it's been pruned there. I mean, there's only me could have done it, so I'm not blaming anyone, but the shape of it's a little bit rubbish really, so I'm gonna have to give that a good coat of looking at as well. So get all that out. Ah, there is some weeds. It's not till you get down and low in here that you actually see how many weeds there are. There's loads, but that's a job for another day. Let's get over here. Oh, yeah, once I get that bed all weed free, get it planted up with the dahlias, the grass will be green as anything. Oh, I must say, when feeding lawns, never ever feed a new lawn. You know, give it at least a season before you put any feed on a new lawn. So I've been very, very careful to not put any feed on the patching up that I did around the stepping stones. So just a word of warning there: if you're feeding a lawn, never feed a new lawn. Yeah, so it won't be long before we'll be having barbecues on here. The sun will be out, the garden will be in full bloom, and I'll invite you all along to come and join me. I've got a bit of a reputation of being a barbecue king, so I'm certainly looking forward to bringing that video to you. And just look at this clematis here. That is beautiful. If that can go all the way up the sides of this archway is going to look magnificent. Well, I think at the weekend it's going to be time for the leeks. So according to my ever-changing plan, the leeks are going in this bed here. So I'll get that's all prepped. As I said, I've weeded all these beds here, down on the old hands and knees, around the planter, the yard-long bean bed there, and the other 3 across the other side. Hands and knees, and just zoned out and just did it. Also, I mentioned about the grapevine. I am going to do that. Thank you very much to everybody for their advice. It's much appreciated. What I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to create a bed across here, and I'm going to raise it up, and I'm going to get, first of all, dig it out, get some horticultural grit in the bottom, because I understand they like good drainage, and then I'm going to fill it up with some fresh soil, and we're going to get it up there, and we're going to get it growing all the way along this area. And I'll be asking for your advice as we go along, because I've never grown a grape before, so every day's a school day, as they say. Rhubarb's coming on. The strawberries are doing well. The spring onions, ramrod are doing great. The beetroot's sitting up nicely now. The garlic is starting to show signs of fatigue, so that is going to be ready soon. All the shallots, the red suns, have started to put a bit of green growth on, and the red spring onions are doing okay. I'm starting to see signs of the parsnips that are so direct coming through. It's a bit difficult to differentiate those and weeds, but just give it time, and then they'll let you know which is which. And these parsnips are all doing well. I've got to make sure that I give these onions plenty of water, because I've had to nip out the odd flower shoot, so get as much water on those to keep them in the ground as long as I can. Right, I'm back up to the shed. Well, that brings me to the end of another video. I would just like to thank everybody for watching and subscribing. Thank you to all those that send in their lovely comments. They really are appreciated. Yeah, it's all getting really busy here now. As I say, I've got a lot going on here, and I've got a lot going on in the garden at home. So this weekend's forecast to be really good. So I really want to set my stall out and try and achieve as much as I possibly can in the home garden as well. I'd like to just take time just to mention a couple of channels that I watch that I really like. I mean, there's loads. You know, I watch loads of channels and really enjoy them. But the sort of 2 that I'm going to pick out today are 2 channels where the work ethic of these people is unbelievable. I mean, I like to get stuck in, and I like to do jobs and, you know, go at it. If there's a job to be done, I like to crack on and get in there. But these 2 gardens, or allotments, and home garden actually, this one, are absolutely fantastic. And the work that's gone into the Grow Up channel, Danny on his 2 plots, can only be commended. Absolutely brilliant work. I'm not blowing smoke up your bum. It's pure fact. When you look at the video of when he first got hold of that allotment to where it is now in such a short space of time, it's nothing but epic. So well done, Danny. Keep up the good work. And I'll leave a link to his channel in there, and also the farmyard garden. Now, if I was ever lucky enough to have a home garden with the land that they've got on the farmyard channel, my garden will be exactly the same. I think both of us have got the same sort of style. Both of us are very neat freaks. So the farmyard garden, you need to have a look at that channel. And again, I'll leave that in the comments below. And as I say, there's too many to mention, but every now and then through the future videos, I'll just drop you a hint of the sort of channels that I watch. And if you're not subscribed to them, nip over, have a look and see what you think. And if you like it, hit that subscribe button. Anyway, guys, I've got to dash off because I've got a day's work to do. I'm going to shoot off now, and I'll be back with you at the weekend, God willing. Until then, take care and happy growing.